Hello, everybody. What up? We're live. Of course, I gotta make sure we're live everywhere, as usual. As usual, make sure all our friends and family can see us everywhere. As we get ready to talk about the Steelers and I can't even type anything. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, I don't even know what YouTube this is. This is the wrong YouTube. Oh well. I definitely joined on the wrong YouTube. I mean on the wrong IG, but we'll keep it moving. We will keep it moving. What's up? We're actually on the wrong YouTube. I mean Instagram. I keep saying YouTube. We are on the wrong Instagram. But I don't have time to fix it. But what's up, y'all? Go on to D Love Sports on YouTube if you want to comment, because I'm not going to be able to see your comments on IG. And let's get started. Hi, Ken. All right. So today we're going to talk about the NFL schedule. I already kind of warned you. Make sure you're following that Steelers chat. You never know where you're going to get an episode. I'm going to try to do them weekly, but hey, the schedule is scheduling and we got to talk about it. So why not? Why not today? It's a lot of things happening in the sports world outside of NFL, like NBA, and the Knicks just lost. Bummer, in the Garden to the Indiana Pacers. But long story short, I just want to talk to you guys about the schedule, some of the things that are coming up. And if you haven't noticed, we will be in Atlanta. We're going to be in Atlanta week 1, and there's going to be a Steelers Chat event. So make sure you're locked into all the details. The details are still getting all figured out, of how we're gonna present this all to you. So just stay tuned. But whatever, let's get into it. Let's have the Steelers Chat. Let's bring in our fave. What up?
What up? What up? What up,
What's
fam?
going
What up, fam?
on?
How y'all
What's up,
feeling?
Jen? What's up, Tony? How y'all doing out there on this beautiful Sunday?
Absolutely.
So, how are you feeling about the schedule release and all the details within that schedule?
It is what it is. I think
Mhm.
we kind of got a nice little break early on, getting teams to wins. Though it's like it should be easy wins, but we were saying what happened last year with those games we should have won. So I'm
Easy wins.
optimistic.
What are those? Those don't exist in Pittsburgh.
Right. Well, as
Yeah.
far as like games that you like, oh yeah, we should win that.
Hmm.
Similar to the games last year, where as though we went on that 3 game streak, where as though we should have won. I think we played like
Hmm.
Arizona, New England, and what was that? Indy was the start. But dude, we
We,
just
we
went up. We
lost to
just
the Colts. We lost to the
Cardinals and the
Cardinals,
Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Hey, and just went on that streak
That
last year. Where
skid.
those were games that because how we was playing last year, we was like, oh, we should win those. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's similar to what I look, for the first 8 to 9 weeks because we obviously we don't if anybody has seen it, we don't play any division opponents until
Right.
what week 10 or week 11,
Yeah.
excuse me.
After the bye. Yeah. After the
So
bye.
yeah, so I mean, it looks like it would be pretty optimistic heading in. I mean, I think that if we can at least go 6-3, 7-2, until we, to the bye, and then after I think the bye we play Washington. So
Hmm.
I think if we can at least have that type of record going into those division games, we should be set up pretty good. We
Yeah.
we we should be able to sweep at least one of the teams next year. I don't know, about two of them like we did last year. But like I said, I'm optimistic about it. Like I said, that then I think they kind of screwed us toward the end with the 3 games in a week. What is it, 10 days? Excuse me. It was like 3 games in
Oh,
10 days.
yes.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. The
And
three
go ahead.
No, yeah, the 3 games in 11. I said 11 days because I actually counted from one day to the last day, and I know
Mm-hmm.
everybody says 10, but it's like it's really if you count them, it's 11.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it doesn't make any sense. The three games in 11 days,
Right.
and they're not like even though they're like we don't have like walkover games, we don't really blow people out like that. They're really tough opponents. We play our first divisional game week 11 against Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So week 1 through 10, you can say whatever you want to say about the strength of it, whatever. But weeks 11 through, was it 18 technically, they're pretty rough. It's pretty
Yeah.
rough for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. It looks bad. It looks bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, I mean, I think if we can win the games that we should win and go into that bye week to get that rest, come out, handle business against Washington. You come down DC, handle Washington, and I think that next week is when we play Baltimore. You know, then the grind really starts because, like I said, you got the division opponents. You play Philly, you play Kansas City, and those games is not going to be hard. I mean, no, they're not going to be easy. So
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
just handle business, man. But I'm optimistic about it. I think we can at least. Well, I don't want to do predictions yet, but I think we're
No,
gonna do pretty
yeah,
good.
I'm with
I think
you.
we'll do pretty good.
If you've gone out and said the Steelers are going to be X and X when you don't even know the final roster component of
Right.
this team, you are definitely the mock drafters that I hate. Excuse me, that I strongly dislike.
Right.
I take a page out of my guy's tip book. Strongly dislike. Like I think it's a little too early to be saying what you think they're gonna win. But for me, the standard is a minimum of 10 games every single year. So I don't care. 10 is the minimum. You have to win 10 games. You
Right.
have to for me in the AFC, if you don't win 10 games, you're not in a wild card spot. You're not in position to make the playoffs if you don't win 10 games. So 10 games minimum. But
Indeed.
anyway, I personally I love the week 9 bye. And that was just like, oh my gosh, you have a week 9 bye. This is awesome. This is great. And then you look, that's where my eyes kind of go first, like, okay, where's the bye? Oh, the bye's
Mhm.
like, cool, great. And then I'm like, okay, how many primetime games we got? Like, oh, okay, great. We have great primetime. Then I'm like, then when you really start looking at the schedule and how it's kind of built, you're like, wait a minute. We play the Browns twice in 3 weeks. That
Mhm.
stinks, but it happens. I was like, "Oh, we usually play the Ravens at the end of the season. We play the Bengals this year." And then it was
Mhm.
kinda like, "Wait, we play all of our opponents all of our division opponents at the second half of the season. Why is that?"
Mhm.
Um, you know, it's gonna be an interesting time. It could work out or it could not work out for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Because if you look at it worked out for us with the Bengals. And I hate to
Mm.
say it like this, but because the Bengals were at the bottom of our schedule, unfortunately Joe Burrow wasn't there.
Right.
It make it easier for the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat them? It did. So
Mm.
things like that could happen. You don't wish injury on anybody, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be optimistic that hey, maybe at the end of the season we figure things. We're good. We're on track. We got a good solid system. Our guys are healthy. We're going into the second half of the season with some burst and energy and all types of things. I know it's probably impossible to have 100% healthy roster because ain't nobody healthy in the NFL, especially when you're getting down to the bottom of that schedule. It's really tough to,
Right.
to be healthy. But I'm definitely gonna stay optimistic. Playing Kansas City Chiefs at home on Christmas, I don't like it. But hey, we had to play them at some point. Whatever. Let's make it a prime time. Let's make it about Taylor Swift and her being in Pittsburgh and being there. Like,
Right.
like why not? Why not?
On Christmas we're gonna have Ciara
Yeah, like why not?
and Taylor Swift at Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah,
That's
Taylor
gonna be
Swift at
pretty good.
Acrisure. Netflix is hosting this game. I'm actually excited to see who Netflix has as the crews because
Mhm.
they're gonna have two separate crews because they're gonna have two separate games. So they have Houston and Baltimore playing as
Mhm.
well as the Steelers and Kansas City. So I'm curious to see who they're gonna have on the broadcast. How is this gonna work? And that'll be interesting.
Right.
That'll be interesting. And you know, playing Dallas. Dallas always has, I think they have like three Sunday night games or something like that. Like they're always a heavy prime time slate team. And so playing them in prime time is expected.
Right.
Kansas City, I think we have a Cleveland Brown primetime game. And do we have a Ravens primetime game?
I don't
Hold on, let me
remember
see.
saying like the times. I just remember saying the days that we play.
4:30. No, we play the 4:30. Our primetime, okay, we play week 12 is a Thursday night game. So Amazon Prime Thursday night game is the Brown week 12. And then the Giants Monday night game. That's our other primetime game. Sunday night against the Jets. So we got back-to-back primetime games, week 7 and week 8. And then week 5 against the Dallas Cowboys is also a primetime game. Games that I am really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to week 1 just because I love going to Atlanta. I love Steeler Nation in Atlanta. They're so deep. They're everywhere. A lot of people come into town and a lot of people already live there. A lot of Steelers fans live in Atlanta. So that's why I was like really pumped. I was like, I have to do something in Atlanta. We're gonna do a meet and greet. If you've come to a meet and greet before, we did one here in Baltimore with Rita. I think that was like a New Year's Eve meet and greet. That was super, super fun. I did one in Miami. That was cool too, because it was at a place that had like a pool and it was on the water. So that was cool. So Atlanta, the location we're still working out the details on the location. So, but I'm super, super excited. So if you were in Atlanta or planning on coming to Atlanta, make sure that you lock in so you could come hang out with us and have a good time.
Absolutely.
Love playing in Mercedes-Benz. If you haven't been to that stadium, it's beautiful. And the thing I like, even though I don't necessarily partake in it because I'm not a big eater during games and stuff, is the food prices. The concession stands is affordable stuff. Like you're not paying $40 for, you know, what is it, a hot dog and drinks and stuff. So I just love being able to go there. And then they have those seats where you can go out and walk on the field. And I can't wait for them to bring that to Pittsburgh. Like I cannot wait. So
That's funny.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath waiting for it.
Oh, it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time. Trust and believe the whenever they start fixing up Acrisure, whatever, it's probably gonna be that stadium for a while. When they're just doing renovations for it, I don't know. I may not even be traveling to Pittsburgh as often as I do now, but I do want to experience that. Hey Tony, Tony's in the chat as well. So Atlanta, I can't wait for Atlanta. And also Cam Hayward, Connor, they have their families from Atlanta. So it's always like a big thing for them to be there and be back in Atlanta because, you know, their dad played there. They just stay, you know, they're kind of like foundationed in Atlanta. So it's nice to see all their friends and family at the game. Pickens, you know, George Pickens, he played for Georgia. So he has
Jones.
Yep, Roderick Jones. So the Bulldogs will be represented. Washington, they'll be represented there in Atlanta. It's a good city to be in for a Steelers game. The next game is Denver. I am looking forward for Denver because Russell Wilson will be going back to Denver, and I cannot wait for him to get a W against Sean Payton. I cannot wait. Knowing I had reposted a clip of Justin Simmons kind of talking about everything, like just admiring Russell Wilson, and I'm still vying for Justin Simmons to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers. About how all the things that Russell Wilson was dealing with, he was still just extremely faithful, still just came in and did his job, and you know, and stayed kind of dedicated to his faith and religious beliefs and all that, and his routine, even though he was dealing with the craziness that was Sean Payton and the business of the Denver Broncos. And I was like, you know what? I cannot wait for him to go in there and do what they claimed he couldn't do. He wasn't capable of doing. And so I'm looking forward. That's week 2. So the Pittsburgh Steelers start on the road 2 games. And then week 3, they'll be back home. And they place the Chargers. That's going to be interesting. That Chargers matchup is going to be interesting to me. Just because this is a new head coach. they've gotten some pieces, they've gotten rid of some pieces, and they may have it figured out by week 1, or they might not. Like, I don't know.
I
So,
don't think so.
you don't think so?
Yeah, I think they'll be a lot better, but I don't think that they're gonna have it all worked out yet. I mean, you got a new head coach. Like you
Uh-huh.
said, you got new pieces coming in. I'm pretty sure with a new head coach, you got a new offensive scheme, but the same
Yeah.
quarterback. So, I mean, you kind of got to get in the groove, like you got to adjust. And then, like you said, your quarterback don't have the same weapons. So I forgot what team Mike Williams went to. But your top
Did
receivers
he go
got
to he went to the Jets, or did he go to the Jets?
it
I
was
feel like,
I think it was something like the Jets.
yeah. Oh, I do want to talk. Like, I know we're talking about schedule, but we got to talk about your guy that you wanted. But we'll talk. We'll get to that. Just don't let me forget
Okay.
about Mike. Anyway, the other Mike.
Right.
Michael Thomas. We'll talk about Michael Thomas.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, all right. Bet.
We'll talk about the other
I
Mike.
did hear his name a couple of times. But.
Yeah. So, yeah, Mike Williams went to the Jets, and we were talking. What were we talking about? The Broncos. Oh no, we were talking about Chargers.
Yeah, talking about Chargers week 3.
They do have J.K. Dobbins. I'm not sure if he's going to be like 100% ready to go, but we'll see. I'm thinking just from the run game. But I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what the Chargers look like. They have those Ravens, some X Factor Ravens pieces. They're calling them Ravens West. So I'm interested to see how this Harbaugh is going to put all these pieces together. So yeah, we'll see. We haven't won a home opener in a while, and I would really, really, really appreciate if the Pittsburgh Steelers won this home opener, because I'm tired of being in their home opener weekend and losing.
Right.
What
and now
up?
you gotta wait till week 4 to get a win.
What up, y'all?
What up, Kev?
Not week 4.
Heartbroken, man, but it's all good. We talking still.
I'm sorry, man. The Knicks.
I try not to even come on here and talk about it. I was glad for a second she was just started talking about Steelers. I was like, yes.
I was like, look, I ain't think we was gonna get you or Dex on here, because I was like, look, the Knicks then disappointed a lot of people. I was hoping we're gonna get a win. Everybody's gonna be happy. We're gonna be like, yeah, Boston and the Knicks and the.
See, I'm not too mad off of that. Just give my 2 cents. You feel me? I ain't too mad just because the guys was hurt like a mug. You feel me? And at the end of the day, the Knicks did better than last year. And if I want to go off of give Mike Tomlin like 4 years after Big Ben type of thing, I gotta be consistent. The Knicks did better than last year. You feel me? Just take it to the next level, the next season. But Steelers. So what was y'all talking about? I just got in here. I didn't hear anything. You know what I mean? What y'all talking about?
Yeah. I did give a speech after the kid remembered that speech after the home opener and after who do we lose to? The other 49ers. I forgot what I said, something along the lines of this is one L after many W's to follow, or something like that. Like, I just didn't want to be, even though we got our butts kicked week 1. We did squeeze out 10 wins, right? 10. We were 10, right?
10 and 7.
Yeah, 10 and 7. We squeezed out 10 wins. So that one L will not define you. But the problem is, if they don't win at home, they don't play again at home until week 5. So you're on the road week 1 and 2. You play home week 3. You leave to go to Indy for week 4, and then you have a Sunday night primetime against the Dallas Cowboys week 5. Anyway, the Colts. We typically have success. We didn't have success against Gardner Minshew last year. Our team was they were just, I don't know, all broken apart by the time we got to Indy. Kenny was gone, and
Mitch.
it was between Mitch. Yeah, that Mitch tour.
We had a chance though. I think if I remember correctly, one of the defining plays was that play where KZ hit Michael Pittman, and we got that penalty.
And he had to didn't he get kicked out the game or something?
He got suspended. He got suspended after that. But that was like one of the defining plays. Like I think they was going down the field to kind of like ice the game.
Yeah, no, I think our defense put us in some good positions in that game. Our offense, there were turnovers. There were just some really crazy things that happened in that game offensively that I wasn't happy with. I think Nick Herbig had a good play during that game. I think special teams and defense tried to do a solid in that game. We just couldn't get it done. I think we ended up, then that's the game Mason ended up coming in at the end, right? I feel like Mason Rudolph got some.
It might have been. Yeah, I don't think he came into
it was
that
late.
last Patriots game.
No, he came in the Colts game.
The Colts game? Okay.
Because I forget how many picks Mitch threw. I feel like Mitch threw a few picks.
Yeah, I know. I definitely know he did that in Indy. Arizona. I definitely know he threw a few in Indy. I mean, not in Indy. I keep saying Indy in Arizona when we played Arizona. But you know that was right up in that mix. You know, right up in that mix as we were talking about earlier.
I remember I think I was in Atlanta watching that game, and I was just like, okay, enough is enough. Yeah. Enough is enough. And that's why it's shaky for me. Usually I remember a lot more, but I was shaky because I was trying to distract myself from the pain. So yeah. I don't know what the Cowboys are gonna look like this year, but I'm excited to play them and see what the hype is about, if any. So
yeah. I think they always come out on paper looking real good. And I mean they do decent throughout the season and then completely collapse toward, you know, when they get to like playoffs. But that's been the Cowboys for the last 30 some years, you know. So I mean they'll always be they always had that prime time slot, those Monday night slots, those opportunities to kind of like, you know, play somebody like Pittsburgh in prime time because of the allure that is Dallas. But I don't think
get
Dallas
two of the
that.
biggest fan bases together at night, you know, and make a lot of noise, get all the attention. But that is the game. The Steelers let the league know we not playing. We're not playing.
So the quarterback situation, I'm still leaning towards Russell Wilson until otherwise. I know a lot of people are like, we want Justin Fields to start here. Like I'm going into the season thinking Russell Wilson is the quarterback. Huh?
I don't want to talk to none of them.
What,
like,
the Justin
no
Fields?
No one that wants, like, if you just up and say, yo, I want Justin Fields to start over Russell Wilson. Like, yo, bro, we got Russell Wilson here. Unless he get beat out in camp, he's starting. He's starting. You know what I mean? As much as I didn't care about having Russell. You want to know what?
Look at Jay. You want Justin Fields.
Look.
You want him.
Now, I like Russ. I like Russ, and I think that he's a good quarterback. I think he's a. I won't say it like that because that's disrespectful. I was going to say I think he's a better version of Kenny Pickett, but I won't say that because because obviously he got a Super Bowl, and I mean last year you can even look at the numbers. He did better than every quarterback in the division last year. You know, so I wouldn't put there on his name like that. But I think that Justin Fields brings a different element to the game. It's almost like when we played Baltimore, we got to worry about Lamar Jackson. You play Pittsburgh with Justin Fields, you got to worry about Justin Fields, and he got a cannon. So I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm a little biased just because when I heard that when we made the move for him, I started playing with him in Madden, and I was killing. I ain't never leaving. So I mean, I'm just saying.
All right, look, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. I'm only going with Russ because you gotta have some type of standard. We got this old head in here. I think we probably the same age. If not, he's a little older than me. But like, you get this old head up in here. He knows the NFL better than Justin Fields. If Justin Fields was that guy ready to go, he wouldn't be on his new team right now. You know what I mean? So that has to say something. As bad as the Chicago organization is, that has to say something just a little bit. We have to see this in camp. Like, yo, is it a Chicago thing or, you know what I mean? He needs to learn. Have him learn from a guy like Russell, just from the day-to-day standpoint. And like I said, if Russell's trash, get him out of there. But 26-6 ain't bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, but in his defense, that man had like 2, 3 different coaches, 2, 3 different offensive coordinators. His tenure. I mean, he's only this is his 5th year, right? He coming into
Yeah,
his 5th year. So I mean, like, them years that he was up there in Chicago, he was running for his life every play. Because of not only a bad offensive line play. I mean, they didn't have good running backs. They probably had, I think they had DJ Moore one of the years, 2 of the years that Komet, up there. But I mean, it was just no consistency with that offensive production and the things that they was putting around him. More so as him supposed to just like take that team. It was just like, oh yeah, well, we got Justin Fields now. Justin Fields supposed to take us, to the ship, and it just wasn't like that. We had took James Daniels from them 2 years ago, so
yeah.
like their line, the running game, like it wasn't like that,
Yeah.
We gotta undo. He has to undo all of that. I'm sorry, D. He has to undo all that trash stuff that he ignored in Chicago. He need a year to undo all that. Unless Russell's trash, you know what I mean. But that's how I feel about Justin Fields. He's good, but he needs to undo that Chicago stuff. You feel me? I don't know how long it's gonna take, but we're gonna ride with Russ until Russ tells us not to.
Yeah, I gotta go Russ. I gotta go Russ here just because it just is like he has it. I've said it a million times, and I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again. He has the leadership. He has it. He can pass it on. He can do whatever it takes. My problem is this fan base. The patience of the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is what's going to bother me or concern me, and I want everyone to understand all the elements that are happening. As happy as we are to have Russell Wilson, as happy as we are to have Justin Fields, as happy as we are to have Logan and whoever else we drafted, we have to remember that Arthur Smith is a new offensive coordinator on this team as well. So you have a new OC. Everyone's new to him. I'm talking about the guys that's been there. The guy, this is all new on the offensive side of the ball. So it's going to take some time. They're gonna have to figure some things out. And this fan base just doesn't have patience. They lack patience. They're so used to being good. They're so used to winning that all this newness does not factor in the fact that stuff has to be figured out. And my biggest concern is if it's not figured out in a fast enough pace for these fans that they're going to start booing Russell and wanting to get Justin in that game. And that's where I'm going to have a problem, because even if you put Justin in there and the same problems happened, because they're gonna happen. They have not played together in the unit in the system before. They haven't. No one has. So it's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be some good times and some bad times. We all want it to all click like that, and they're all professionals, and it's supposed to go well. But there could be some heartache, and I just hope that everyone has patience and compassion, because it ain't going to be as easy as we think. We're going against professionals,
Absolutely.
So that's my only gripe. My only gripe. I would rather Russell Wilson be in there to help them figure that stuff out than Justin Fields and everyone dogging him. And that's just my take. Okay. What's up, Dex? We were talking about this. I'm sorry. You look so sad.
Don't worry, bro. We feel the same way, bro. We feel the same way that you look.
We addressed it. We addressed it and moved on.
All right.
Sorry.
Man, I'm just proud of my boys. I know, we're a Steelers podcast.
No, it's okay. We talked about the Knicks. Look, shout out to Brunson. I hope his hand recovers.
He's from the crib, man. He's from the crib, man. Get better.
Yes, Lynn. I wanted the Knicks to go up against Boston in the finals, but if they could not do it without Jalen Brunson, I did not want to see that. They did not deserve what would happen to them against Boston without a Jalen Brunson. Shout out to Burks. He was out there. He was trying his best. DiVincenzo, I called him. Give it to the redhead. That's what I say when I need him to ball. My black man, like I really was rooting for y'all. So go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry. I was rooting for y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, because I've been since the game ended. I was there in the city. I didn't get it into the Garden, but I was outside. I've just been on my social media, just going off. Not going off, but like I had to defend my Knicks. like I don't understand why people so like they're so excited that we lost. Like I'm like, what did the Knicks do to anybody? You know, like why is it such a aha moment? You know, like first of all, we're a team that got that far without backups. You
Cause
know what
they
I'm
were
saying?
scared. They were scared. Then nobody want to see the Knicks as hard as they were fighting. Then nobody want to see that in the finals.
I
And
think it's
and
easy.
and
I think
and
it's easy to make fun of the Knicks.
and it's proof and evidence that we can beat the Celtics. So like realistically, nobody wanted to see us play the Celtics in 7 games. Because I mean, you could say, okay, yeah, they're a powerhouse and they would have probably beat us in 7 games, but we'd have definitely took them to 7 games.
That's what I'm
Let me keep
saying.
it
I'm like,
real.
Mm.
Let me
yeah.
keep it real. You know why the Knicks lost this series? When the Knicks was up 2 games, this individual took a picture with the trophy, with the championship trophy, whatever, the Larry O'Brien, whatever you call that thing, right? And this individual has been bad luck for 20 years, probably 25 years.
That's Spike.
His name is Ja Rule. He took a picture with the
Man, I don't even
the
know.
Not
champion
Ja Rule.
trophy, and the Knicks lost 4 of the next, not 4, yeah, like 4 of the next 5 games.
Yo, Ja Rule, Spike, they need to revoke Spike League tickets, man.
Dang, for real.
Yeah,
Playing
he
Ja
gotta go.
Rule, Stephen A, and Spike Lee. Spike
I
Lee.
They
can't
all
believe they
gotta
lost
go.
in the Garden.
I'm about to go crazy. Let me not do that.
No, I'm
Because
sorry.
I chill for a little bit. You know, we talking about the Knicks again. It's gonna rile me up, man. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna just mute my mic.
Man,
I'm gonna let
I
y'all rock
got
until we talk Steelers
decompress
again.
before I talk about the
Yeah,
Knicks.
I really thought we were gonna have some different energy. I thought the Knicks were gonna win the game 7 here, but we were talking about the. I know we got a lot of Knicks tears over here. We were talking about the schedule, but we were also talking about the quarterback situation and how those first, I guess, 4 games, how those could play out, and then really that quarterback room. I'm still team Russell Wilson to start the season off and get it done. Did you have an opinion, Dex, on QB1 based off of the schedule and how you see things going?
I mean, I'm going with experience. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
Team Russ. Uh, and secondly, I feel like we need to use this beginning of the season to like whatever kinks, we don't work out. First of all, I think this camp needs to be OD hard. Like this game should be ridiculously hard just to try to knock as much rust and get as much of the kinks out as possible. But this first set of the season, I feel like we need to really use that to our advantage. Win these games, knock all the rust off, because that second half is going to be, where the money at. You understand? Like, but I'm riding with Russ. I think Justin understands, and I'm acting like I spoke to them, but I'm looking around and I'm just like, I think he understands where his position is. Like a year just to learn, and you know, he's not under scrutiny. He's not, he doesn't have to be the center of attention. He could just actually sit back and learn because he hasn't done that since he's been in the league. He was this is the guy, everything run through you. You don't even know what you're doing. You figure it out to go. You get a year to chill out, to learn from Russ, learn the offense without having to be under scrutiny and then the fire's on your back. You understand? And then next year, take over. But yeah, I'm riding with Russ, and like I said, use the first games, knock the kinks out. We're gonna do what we do, rely on our defense, and then hopefully they got a smoother run in by a bye week. And we come back in week 10 and get the business, get the head cracking.
I'm gonna ask you, Pips. I know you're on the road there.
No, it's true. I just pulled into a shopping center parking lot. So I think that when it comes to our QB1 situation, I'm not necessarily putting it as who I want. I just want whichever quarterback is best for us, throughout training camp. You know what I'm saying? And the difference of what I feel when we talk about our quarterback room is I see a lot of selflessness, right? I see something that we haven't had in a while. So whichever quarterback is the QB1 out of training camp, whichever one it is, I just want them to, play the best of their ability. I don't look to see how many games, because then it's kind of like we put them on a short leash. And then if the quarterback is feeling like they're on a short leash, then are they trying to do too much? Right? We want our quarterbacks to be comfortable and we want them to be confident. The only thing I want to see out of us is that we play consistent and we start fast. And offensively, for me, is that we are effective on first down, second down. Like, we need first downs. We struggled to get first downs last year. So, by the way we move the ball, it tells me a lot of, maybe what we can look forward to for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but like red zone is to me important. Like converting in the like getting touchdowns in the red zone. Not settling for field, getting to the red zone. How about that? And getting those touchdowns in the red zone is going to be paramount. Yeah. But again, it is an Arthur Smith system. And that is what I think we need to we all got to sit back and kind of take heed to what that's going to look like. So Russell, last name Wilson, is the starter for now. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I think it is. I think he is until he isn't. And whether that happens in camp, whether that happens during preseason games, does it happen week 1, week 5, week 8, whatever, he is until he isn't, in my mind.
What I found is one of those things where it's like when a lot of people say, oh, this offensive coordinator did well in this system, but I don't think a lot of people they line up the type of players or the player personnel that coach had in order for him to gain success. Because when you look at Arthur Smith's success before he became the head coach at Atlanta, he had a whole different support staff, right? Then he get to Atlanta, and they say, well, if Desmond Ridder wasn't the quarterback, then it would have looked like Arthur Smith's offense. I just think, I just want to see what type of identity we have. Like, for me, if somebody was to ask us what was Pittsburgh Steelers' identity offensively for the last 3 years, I honestly say we didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
We try to find
makes sense.
Yeah. I really hope it's the run game, because I think it can be. I think it really can be the run game. And if it is the run game, that makes whoever is QB1 look a lot better, because it takes the ball out of their hands a lot more. It opens up the playbook a lot more. Maybe your wide receivers don't like it. Maybe your tight ends don't love it. But it gives you options, because if you can't stop the run, and it helps your defense, that's the one thing. Our defense was playing a substantial amount of minutes, and that's where all the money is on this team. And those guys need the rest, and those guys need to be like, we know we can't win games without TJ Watt. Like, it just don't happen. So we have to freaking so our identity is TJ Watt. If you had to figure out what's our identity, TJ Watt and this Pittsburgh Steelers defense and those making plays, because when you need a killer diehard play, where do you go? TJ Watt, can you help us get the ball back? Can you help us get a turnover? TJ Watt, that was our identity. If we had to say we had an identity, it would be on that side of the ball. Unfortunately.
Can I mention one thing? Something that you said. Mm-hmm. When you talked about the running backs starting off good, getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands, and the tight ends and the wide receivers, they may not like it, but they are the ones who will benefit the most from it. Because if we establish an effective run game, then all it does is open up the passing game on the outside. So they stand to bear the most out of everything if our offensive run game becomes effective early on.
Indeed.
Yeah. You guys anything?
I guess just really, I have a question to pose. So when we really even look at the offensive scheme that Arthur Smith ran in Tennessee, which was his most successful tenure, given the quarterbacks that we have, who do you think that out of the quarterbacks that we have, will probably be best suited to run that defense? I mean, the offense. If we're gonna base it through the run.
Fields.
The smarter one.
The smarter one. Okay.
And I ain't coming at the other one. I'm just saying the smarter one. Experience.
Because we don't know. We haven't done an IQ test. We haven't done an IQ test.
Even know on the other side, but we don't. The one that will pick it up faster, the experience. I think both of them can. because Arthur Smith, his offense is not like, yo, the quarterback has to be this type of guy to run it. Like, no, just run the damn offense, man. Like, don't turn it over. You know what I mean?
I need leadership. Like, I'm gonna tell you, that was the number one thing I saw this team missing, and leadership and communication. And I don't care if it's 3 years ago's offensive playbook, yesterday's offensive playbook, tomorrow's offensive playbook. I need a leader to help communicate what's happening and what's not happening on that team. If it's Russell Wilson, because the Dago Shore didn't seem like it was happening with a combination of Matt Canada, Kenny, Mitch, and Mason. It didn't seem to be gelling in on the communication side to me. So I need a leader that's going to go in there and communicate thoroughly to these guys in a way that we saw Ben Roethlisberger. Like, Ben Roethlisberger could be like, forget this is what I see, and this is what we're going to do. We didn't have that.
Right.
We didn't have nobody that could go in there and be like, look, we're gonna do this. You go over there, you go over there. You know what I mean? Like, if such and such comes your way, then we're gonna do that. I need that kind of guy leading this team.
See, I don't know Russ. I don't know if Russ is like that.
Ever played that's like that.
Yeah, I don't know if Russ is like that. Ramon Foster actually spoke about
like that. I feel like Russ is going to be more like that than Justin at this time.
The only reason why I pose the question is because you cannot get that leadership. I mean, and we've seen from just the short time that Russ has been in there, the leadership that he has with reaching out to certain players and trying to initiate certain practices, and you know what I'm saying. Even you talk to certain players and they like, man, it's a completely different locker room with the leadership in there. You know what I'm saying, because of Russ. But you also, but I pose the question because you can take the game over two ways. You can take the game over with your mind, or you could take the game over with your athleticism. So I mean, it's different ways, you know what I'm saying? And then if you're talking about trying to run the ball, that's a different way of trying to be able to control the clock, be able to control what the defense can do as far as like shutting you down, or what their moves is, substituting, whatever the case may be. Or like I said with the Russ thing, you know, he's not a Peyton Manning. So he's not about to sit there and, you know, dice up the defense and call the defense up. He'll make a play, but is he going to control the game like Ben Roethlisberger did? That's the only reason why I pose the question.
But I think we comparing athletic abilities that one had, that one didn't. When you talk about Russ, though, right, and you talk about the leadership, just think about it right now. Like, just think about it. How many young quarterbacks are doing meetups with their wide receivers or their team? Like, you don't hear Will Levis. You may hear of Joe Burrow. Like, that's a pastime thing. Like, there are a lot of quarterbacks that's not doing that. Like, they all go off into their own space, and they all go and they train however they train. So I think when you talk about the Russell Wilsons and the Kirk Cousins, like, because he's doing that too at Atlanta, that's a dying breed. Like, quarterbacks coming after them, they're not doing that. That type of leadership that they expounded then, that's not carrying over to this new generation. But I would say this when it comes to Russell, while Russell may not be the most effective or he may not be the most efficient, but what you know that you're going to get from Russell, you know you're going to get, he's going to play, he got leadership. He may not be able to walk into the locker room and they got music on and they say turn it off and they turn it off, but he commands a respect that a lot of them don't have. One, regardless of what he did, like his only bad year really was 2022. And that was only from a comparison of interception and touchdowns because he still threw for over 3,500 yards. So when they talk about he had a down year, they're talking about interception to touchdown ratio. They're not talking about all the intricate things that he does on the field. I think, like what D said, leadership, bro, we had no leadership. Just think, if Ben was on that team and Deontay Johnson watch Jaylen Warren fumble and he walk away, don't die for it. What Ben saying to Deontay on the sideline?
I'm already hit. Not only Ben, you got Hines Ward, any of the Alan Fanekas, all of them.
Come on, think about that.
Yeah. We missed that a lot. And remember, I think we all had this conversation when we said it's one thing for you got leaders like Cam and Minka, but that's on the defensive side. You need offensive leaders to hold the offense accountable because the defense can't always do it. And I think that Russell gives us more stability and leadership, which I think is something that it'll take us a lot further because I think they stacked us with the schedule, like the way they set the schedule. They know the Steelers is the second half team, so I feel like, damn, they like, yeah, not this year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you said something that triggered me to go back again, because I brought up some of the things that Justin Simmons was saying about Russell Wilson and how he was just like still extremely dedicated, even though he was going through what he was going through at that organization. And in that dedication and just having a routine and being just so locked in and constantly showing up no matter what's happening in the midst of adversity, we need that. Like that can be infectious.
They was smearing poop on this man's face, yo. Like, he walking in the locker room, they like, the coach basically saying, I don't want you here. Like, they're basically telling him, I don't want you, and he's still walking smiling. He's still walking with a mindset that I'm the leader, I'm the captain of this team, and I like that takes a lot, because Lord knows I ain't doing that on my job.
Just the key things in retrospect, beyond what somebody probably try to did to you or try to make you feel. If you got it in the back of your mind, I'm getting my money anyway. What difference do it make? Because
it's bigger than that. Sometimes it's bigger than that. Sometimes
right.
I don't see Russ being a money kind of guy. Russ is more about principle, and I think for Russ, it's principle basis.
Okay.
And I don't want to take anything away from Justin Fields, because I feel like he dealt with similar, and I think it's great that they're going to be in the locker room together, and they're going to learn from each other. And I don't think there's ever going to be a moment when they're going to say they didn't learn anything. I know we harped on that last year about someone saying that they didn't learn anything. I don't think you're probably ever going to hear that from this particular quarterback room.
Not emotional.
Let me ask y'all a question, because I'm this is kind of like just came to me, man.
Yeah.
Will we be having this conversation about another Super Bowl winning quarterback that's been to multiple Super Bowls? As far as like, should he start over a guy that's never been to the playoffs?
No,
people just don't have respect.
I was just thinking about that. Like, why are we having this conversation? Russ knows.
I don't know.
Like,
because people don't have respect for him. One, they don't respect him. They didn't watch him. They have these preconceived things because they think. I'm not gonna lie. I told people, it's like, people have this corny thing around Russell Wilson and he's this and he's that and make fun of him. But however, that's why I said that this is a no-brainer of what the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to do, because all of the things the qualities he possesses, he has it. He has all those things. You can say whatever you want about him. If you don't like the way he dressed, you don't like the way he put gel in his hair, you don't like the way he walk, you don't like the city he's from, you don't like the car he drives, it don't matter, because he's been there, he's done that, he's led, and his stats show for themselves.
Hey, Kev. You sparked something in me just now. Because you know what's funny? You know who we're not having this conversation about? Kirk Cousins. Oh. Kirk Cousins, one playoff win in 8 years. Yet this man has amassed the most guaranteed money, and he's done absolutely nothing in the league. But yet you don't hear about nobody saying nothing about Kirk Cousins. Remember, when Lamar Jackson wanted his money, they only said he only had one playoff win. They ain't say nothing about his MVPs. So, I'm hip, Dex. All I'm saying is, for me, when it comes to us and our platforms, the thing that I love about us is that we pull the covers from off the bat, because I can't stand that conversation. Like, why do we keep talking about Russ having a down year, and why we keep talking about, is Russ worthy of another opportunity? But ain't nobody say nothing about Kirk Cousins. One playoff win in 8 years is trash. I'm sorry.
They're coming off a significant injury.
Not only Kirk Cousins, but I mean, you got plenty of quarterbacks that even went to the. You talking about Baker Mayfield? Let's do the current quarterbacks. I mean,
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew. So it's.
But they celebrate those pickups, right? They talk highly about Gardner Minshew. They talk highly, and it's like, damn, like
Gardner Minshew got him a new deal.
Like, done nothing in this league. We talk about quarterbacks that's done nothing in this league, and yet they are celebrated when they get a job somewhere else. Whereas when it comes to Russell, we're trying, not we, but the media is trying to say, is he worthy? Will he fit? Why Pittsburgh? Like, that sugar honey iced tea is irritating.
I thought about that when y'all brought up the convo back as far as having leaders on the offense. I was like, wait a minute. He went to 2 Super Bowls. He won one. The only reason why he lost the second one because his coach told him to do something. You know what I mean? Don't give the ball to Marshawn. He could have been a 2-time Super Bowl champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all brought up something.
Y'all
brought up something that was that kind of like flicked a light bulb in my head too. When y'all was talking about him being a leader, Russell Wilson being a leader. Kind of like what Ben was, and I was listening to the Ramon Foster show, and Ramon was talking like Ben made half those plays up.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Ben didn't like it, yo, AB, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you're gonna do it. So I pray and I hope that Russell does get that freedom to do that, because that's how you make special stuff happen. Like even with all those plays that my guy Martavis Bryant made, they said that like Ben used to like yo you gonna run 20 yards and cut in, like that's not a route. You know what I mean? It's an end, but you get what I'm saying.
That's an overly deep end.
Right. So but the fact of the matter is, Ben,
gotta be careful with our language here.
What you said? Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Pause.
No didn't.
I feel like we on the Cam and Mace show.
No didn't.
Hey, no didn't. So I hope that Russ gets that freedom too, because he can make some things happen. Because you brought up something that kind of like sparked me too when you said he listened to his coach. I would have been like, I am not throwing the ball. I would have given the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, you thank me later, coach. You'll thank me later when we win this Super Bowl. But I think Russ needs to have that, like, listen, man, you know how many years you've been in the league now? If you see something and you trust it with your gut, we're going to ride with you forward. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I feel is that because this is all new, because he's on a 1-year deal, because he's auditioning for the Pittsburgh Steelers and or another team, maybe he won't be so risky. Maybe he won't go against the grain. But I still feel he has the ability to,
You don't want that. We want him to be.
No. What I'm saying is, I feel that he's still going to be able to educate and command this team regardless. Even if he is following the script handed down from Arthur Smith, he's going to be able to give the feedback that we were missing from these guys. He's going to
risk.
Yeah.
You know why?
Hey, let's keep it
Arthur
real.
isn't on the field. You get what I'm saying?
Kenny Pickett had the opportunity to take risks. So if Kenny had that leeway, I expect Russell to have that same leeway.
Let's keep it real. Yo, let's keep it real. Russell can go to our biggest dog and go just like this. And our biggest dog can't say nothing to him. He can't say nothing to him. Cam, TJ, they can't say nothing to him. All you got to do is this. That is our leader of the team. Until he sucks, like unless he sucks, and then it's like, all right, be our leader, like Charlie Batch. You feel me?
But I don't want to hear Steelers Nation if the first like that whole one game in, Nate, like stop that BS, man. Stop that. Like stop
Pittsburgh
that. Like
Steelers fans, man, they microwave babies right now.
Like stop that.
They have no patience.
Dying breed, yo. We not the same. We not your average Pittsburgh Steelers fan anymore.
Yo, they're microwavable fans. They want it now. They want to pop it in for 30 seconds and want it exactly right.
Hey,
look, they want something they never seen before.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of
Dex, you ain't Kev.
That was crazy.
I'm canceling both of y'all, dog.
Yo. Pop it in for 30 seconds?
Yo, you gotta think, yo, from the tri-state, you grew up off this game. It ain't just start with Mason Cam. Like, nah, we grew up off of this. So
I know, but I feel like that's the only show that I watch where it's constant. Like, no one can say a whole phrase, and it's like, hey, yo, that was crazy.
That was crazy. D, that was crazy.
I hate you, Dex.
Pop it in for 30 seconds.
Hey, one more thing before we move on. We can't keep throwing Big Ben out there as far as a leader. We got to keep it tall. Big Ben is my guy. He didn't become a leader until year 17.
Talk that talk.
17?
Yeah.
Year 17.
Talk that
when
talk.
He was old, and he was like, damn, man. When Colbert said, is Ben in 100 kids?
He said we got 53 kids and 1 leader, dog.
Like Ben didn't become a leader until I want to say maybe Deontay.
He didn't become a leader until Emmanuel Sanders said that Peyton was the better leader.
He wasn't lying though, and you can't blame Ben because Ben. And y'all was talking about how Ben make plays up and stuff like that. Ben and John Elway might be the only 2 quarterbacks that was able to play the way that they play. You got Patrick Mahomes, but those 2 guys, it's like, yo, we're not doing that. F that. AB, you run over here. You do this. Bell, you do this, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the standard for a quarterback. If a quarterback does that and fails, he may not be in the league anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So, I had to say that. I love Ben to death, but I ain't trying to Snoop Dogg, and I ain't trying to change history. You feel me? So, you know what I mean?
I want more. Like, I want more, and I think we have the ability to get more out of those guys based off of what they're going to be able to communicate to them. It's simply communication. I told y'all, like, I did not see communication on that sideline when the offense was off. I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait week 1 to see how that offense looks when they're not on the field and how they're communicating, what he's doing and who he's talking to. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see. It's night and day because I already know it's gonna be night and day. I can feel it in my spirit. It's gonna be night and day from what I saw on that sideline. I saw Kenny Pickett just sitting on the bench. Somebody might come over, and Sully might come over and talk to him or whatever. But I promise you, Russell Wilson is going to be communicating with that entire offense if he's in there at QB1 week 1. And I can't wait. And I'm going to take a picture of him and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, look what he's doing. I cannot wait to put it on film to show the complete night and day what that offense is going to look like week 1.
Then you got to go interview him right after the game.
Yeah, okay.
I can't
right after the game. Hey, yo, Russ, come in.
You know, the camera's gonna be on him after that week 2 game.
Oh
yeah, for sure.
Did y'all see the clip I used Anthony Edwards? The Anthony Edwards. Yeah, Russ would never say that, but I thought it was hilarious because I know he would never say it.
Let me ask y'all one question: Are we going over the whole schedule, or are we just talking?
We actually don't have time because we don't have time now, but we kind of were.
I just got one more question for you.
But go ahead, yeah.
I want everyone to answer. What is the one most important game of the season for you? Me, I'll start. To me, it's the Eagles game. Because y'all know when we go to Philly, we get hurt. We get beat up sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Somehow Philly turns into some juggernauts. You feel me? And they kind of hurt us. You know what I mean? But if they come in, like, if we get trashed by the Eagles, I feel we losing out. Because they're not going to be able to recover. You got a short week for Baltimore, I think, a shorter week for Kansas City, and then you might lose those 2, and then the last 2 is like might lose them too. You know what I mean? So I feel like that Eagles game is the most important game the Steelers have this year, and I know a lot of people won't agree. That's why I want to know yours.
I'll just get mine out the way. Coming out of the bye, week 10, is at the Commanders.
I can't wait to get that game.
And people may not say it's important, but I say it's the game they have to win before you go up against Baltimore, before you go up against Cleveland, before you go up against Cincinnati, before you go up against the Browns again. And then you at the Eagles, and then you at Baltimore, and then you at Kansas, you play in Kansas City, and then you back playing the Bengals. So that week 10 game against the Commanders, you got to win. It's a must win coming out the bye. It's a must win. So, and as we get through the schedule, there'll probably be some more extremely important games. But to me, that is a must-win game. You have to win that game before you start lining up all your division opponents. A team like the Eagles, a team like in a team like Kansas City. So.
I think week 2, for me, I think it's Denver. I think for me, it's the game where Russ takes back everything that was taken from him, and he showed the league that the narrative that they tried to put out about me, we going dead it right here on this field that I was trying to help them win on, and everything that they thought they tossed away that was no good, I'm about to reverse on him. So I think week 2 is a confidence builder, not just for us as a team, but for Russ as well.
That's what's up. Well, I'm a I'm gonna just jump all the way down to the bottom and say the Christmas game to me. I think the Christmas game is going to be very, very important. One, because it's a conference opponent, it's a conference juggernaut in the Chiefs. Two, because it's going to be late in the season. It's going to be after we done had a few games in the division. Hopefully attrition will set in. So I mean, it's going to be a barometer. It's going to be a real temperature check of where we at, and if we could even you know what I'm saying, kind of make it in the playoffs. J-Rock is
I was over here cracking up.
Why would I be a hostage? I'm lost.
He look like you just outside. He's okay. He's okay. He decided to visit nature.
Look, they going off what you said. They going off what you said off the last joint we was here. Last time we was here.
What I said?
You had a silence for a second. It's like, yo, I might not be here.
Rolling out of here. You roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm good. I'm trying for all hostage situations. So, but I'm good. I'm outside. I'm free. But yeah, man, like I said, if we can get that Kansas City game, that's going to be pretty much, I think, all we need to pretty much go into the playoffs with, to be satisfied with. I know it's a long shot because of, what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do in the last how many years he's been in KC, but I think that's the most important to me.
Go ahead, Dax.
I think the run game will win that game. It has to.
Indeed.
What's your most important game, Dax?
I think every game is important.
Yeah, I knew one of you was going to do it.
I ain't got time to play with these. Listen, I ain't got time to play with none of them. I ain't trying to lose none of them. I'm trying to win every single game to show them that we're not. Because they've been thinking we've been a joke lately. Like, I've never heard so much Steeler jokes in my life for the past 2 years. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Every game is important. We're smacking everybody. We're smacking the Cowboys. We don't play Cowboys. We do play the
Cowboys.
We play Cowboys.
We smacking the Cowboys. We smacking the Jets. We smacking the Giants. We smacking the Broncos. We going through the whole season, and then we're going to really smack all our divisional rivals. Like, every game is important. I ain't letting up on none of them. We 40 and up in all of them, like, if we can. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody getting the pass. Nobody getting past. 7 coming.
It's the New York accent for me.
Right. I just wish that happened in the Garden, man. Why couldn't that happen in the Garden? Sorry.
Just to reiterate, we played the NFC East and the AFC West this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know we played the Chargers and the Chiefs. And the Broncos. Okay. Yeah,
that Atlanta game, if any of y'all trying to get on it, I'm actually looking to see what they sweet box is going for. I'm
already be around. I ain't too far.
We already the Steelers chat is having an event out in Atlanta.
Yeah, we gonna be out there.
I'm making my way to the ATL.
We're pulling up. I personally gotta be on the bottom. I gotta be on the bottom flow. But let me know what is cracking for, what is hitting for. I might come up there, but
we gotta do all that.
Huh?
I was gonna say we gotta do all that. Start doing like live joints at the games. Try to do maybe the DC and the Baltimore game.
Yeah, there's no doubt we're doing something when they play the Commanders, and like that's happening.
Which game are we in New York for? The Giants or the Jets?
Neither.
The Giants is up. Giants coming to Steelers.
Okay, so neither. Both of them going to be in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, both of them are. Neither. So Jets and Giants are in Acrisure.
Maybe we could do the Philly game too.
It's a Monday night game, back to back prime time. They're back to back actually. Week 7 is the Jets and week 8 is the Giants.
How about Philly?
Philly, we're at Philly.
Maybe we could do the Philly game too.
That's a 4:25 game.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Flip.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see. There's gonna be some events. Planning is It's not as easy as it looks. So, and there's a bunch of other Steelers groups doing things in Atlanta too. So hopefully, all our friends and family come hang out with us and on the 7th of September, that Saturday. Times are gonna be determined. I'm trying to do it where it's like not too early but not too late. So I'm trying to figure out all the details of it, and as soon as it's all settled and done, you will know. So save the date for September 7th. If you're getting in town, try to get in town before 1 o'clock. And I'll get all the details as soon as I can. But y'all, it is NBA playoffs. I got to go see. We're transitioning to Playback. If you haven't heard of the Playback platform, I'm actually going to go watch the game now with the Sports and Coffee crew. So I can actually drop the link to Playback for y'all if y'all want to come join us.
Yeah, drop the link.
Because it is so fun. We watch the game together all the time. I'm gonna try to transition this particular show there. Just give me a minute to kind of figure out how to do that. And it's really fun. It's interactive. We put up the game, and I can't say it enough. But we're gonna go over there and watch the game, honey.
I gotta go grieve some more.
You gotta grieve some, yeah. I know, man.
That's
I'm
why.
sorry that happened to you. I'm putting it in the chat right now.
I was trying to drink my blue juice for my boys.
Yeah, going over to Sports and Coffee Playback room, and join Playback. We'll be over there, and if you want to watch the game, just send a chat. I'll make sure you're good. You can watch the game with us, and I'll see y'all over there. We gotta go. I don't know. Wait, what's y'all predictions for this NBA game? Y'all got Denver or y'all got Minnesota?
I got the Knicks all day. Knicks all day. That's who I got. Everybody else suck. Nah, I can't even. I can't even feel right no more.
I got the young boy Ant Edwards, man. He the
Ant-Man. Okay,
I got Ant-Man.
America gotta take this back. America gotta take the NBA back.
Minnesota. Nobody got Denver. Oh no.
I ain't gonna lie. I got Denver. I ain't gonna hold you.
You got Denver?
Because I want to see a good final.
Okay, we'll see. All right, we'll see. I don't know. It's like a piece of me wants Ant-Man, and then a part, like, because he just, he said, we was coming back. I told y'all we was gonna be back here for Game 7.
Yeah, I changed my.
Nobody.
I Minnesota.
There is nobody that can just individually stop Joker. Like Jamal can be off, Michael Porter Jr. Everybody else can be off, but Joker, who can stop him? He gotta stop
Michael
himself.
Jordan can stop him, man. We're gonna see tonight.
So, anyway, Rudy Gobert is like, what? He need to go home and be a father, because what is he doing out here? Anyway, y'all have an amazing rest of the day. Thank y'all for joining me. Love y'all, and catch me on Playback. I'm going to Playback right now, y'all.
Alrighty, y'all be safe, man.
All right,
yo, shout out to Dita Dime. She got hair done. She didn't think nobody knew. Get ready with me. Get ready with me.